Welcome into Flyers Postgame Live, brought to you by Cura Auto Insurance. Al Morgani with Scott Hartnell. Not the way you want to start the after-Christmas holiday situation with this team. A lot of good things to like in the game, but they ran into a goaltender that they just couldn't beat for most of the night.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to tip your cap to a good goaltender, and he was phenomenal. He's almost perfect. Carl Grundstrom got a goal late to make it a 2-goal game, 3-1. They ended up making it 4-1. But one of those games, I think when you look back and look at the film, Al, I don't think you're going to be terribly disappointed. Like you said, a little execution in the middle of the game that wasn't quite right, but the effort was there, the shots were there, the traffic was there, and just no finish right now.
Well, talk about tipping your cap to a great goaltender. We're going to bring in Brian Boucher on the Toyota Corolla crossover. Bouch up there in Seattle. And Bouch, I know it's not often the Flyers have had the goaltender on the other side play a stronger game, although Vladar was good. But it looked like the Flyers had plenty of shots. They couldn't match their goaltending tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think there could have been, maybe a few more second chance opportunities that they could have got to, but you got to give credit to Grubauer. He was very good here tonight. And you think about that first period, I thought the Flyers had a couple of really good opportunities, good looks on the power play that they didn't cash in on. If they score on those, you don't know how this game looks, but Grubauer was good. Vladar was good too. I mean, I thought he made a mistake on the handle on the second goal, but it happens. Just one of those games where things don't go your way. You got to have a short memory, and you got to be able to bounce back in Vancouver in 2 days.
Yeah, Bouch, talking about that power play especially, I thought it was going to be a difference maker tonight, which it has been in a positive way for most of the season here for the Flyers, but just no finish around the net. What did you see there live on that power play, Flyers power play?
Yeah, I mean, I liked, the first two power plays in particular. I thought that they had patience. They were able to find seams. They took the shots when they were there. Drysdale was able to shoot from up top as well. Just not able to cash in. I mean, the one chance that, I think it was a Zegras feed cross seam to Konechny, the one-timer, that was the one that really stood out where Grubauer made a really good save. It's just one of those things. If you get one there, what does the game look like? That's the question that I have. Hartsey, how these games are after the holiday break, and you travel. They're hard. I mean, they're not easy games to play. The effort was there tonight. The execution on the power play, it didn't happen. But as I said, you move on, short memory, and try not to turn this thing into a 2-game losing streak and have a big win in Vancouver.
All right, Bouch, good luck going up over the border there, and then I know you get some time in Florida, so good on you.
All right, guys,
All right,
great to talk to you.
Thanks,
See ya.
Bouch and JJ up there in Seattle. We're going over this Performance Player of the Game by GMC, and we just mentioned it a couple of times. GMC Performance Player of the Game is none other than Philipp Grubauer in goal.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, this is a for sure Grubauer moment here right now. He made a bunch of big saves, hardly any rebounds, and when he made those saves, especially at the end, the one on Tippett particularly, he just basically caught it like he was playing catch with his son. Just a shot right in the glove there, making that look easy, going left to right, east to west. So, sometimes you got beaten by a better goaltender, and like Bouch said, Vladar played a heck of a game as well, but this guy was just a couple saves better.
A couple of saves better, and he was confident. You can tell when a goaltender's confident, snap the glove and things like that. And the last goal beat him, but I mean, this Seattle team, riding some momentum here, and then to have goaltending like this, and that's a big, big part of their momentum going on right here.
Yeah, if you're getting performances like that, especially brought to you by GMC, you're going to win some games. And, for Dan Vladar, Ayrson, I'm guessing, would play in Vancouver, play the same way that they've been playing, and you're going to be, if you get that run support, you're going to be just fine.
And run support, that'll bring us to the Sloan Automotive Player of the Game. And, this one here, this is kind of a backbreaker here when you look at the Sloan Automotive Game Changer. It's 1-0 at this point. You come in, and this is one of the mistakes that really cost the Flyers here on a situation that didn't look that dangerous.
Those high flips, they can bounce, either way, right? Left, right, forwards, backwards, and was able to kind of fool Vladar. He wasn't very decisive in that moment. He should have just got out there and just shot it right up where it was coming from, outside of the zone. Didn't happen. A good play there by Tolvanen, and banking it off the net, and then Chandler Stevenson pots it home right there. But one of those moments, like you said, Al, that kind of defined the game. It was 2-0. You kind of had a bad feeling, and one play like that by Vladar where he shoots it in the corner, like Bouch said. It's a 1-0 game. You never know.
Yeah, and Seattle's kind of a team right now on a roll, and you make a mistake against them, they look like what really good teams do. You make a mistake and they make you pay.
Yeah, they really did a good job of just kind of taking the Flyers' speed away, making them dump pucks, making them trying to work hard to get it back, all that kind of stuff. So it was a very frustrating game, I think, for the Flyers. They had some moments where they looked really sharp, and then it looked like they had a few days off at Christmas as well.
Yeah, it did. Let's see if it's frustrating for the captain, Sean Couturier, down in the locker room out in Seattle.
One of those games where a lot of good things happen, but you run into a goaltender who's having a really good night.
Yeah, it was a tight game. I thought we played all right. Just couldn't finish on our chances. They did. But yeah, they could have went one way or the other if we capitalized a little more on our chances.
We talked a little bit about with talk before the game. Denver Barkey is NHL game number 4. He's looking pretty good out there. What's he been doing in terms of opening things up for you and Tip? And are you a little surprised by the way he's had an approach here so far?
Yeah, no, I like his game. I like the way he thinks. He's a smart player, offensively and defensively. He does a lot of the little plays. That create time and space for us, me and Tip, and yeah, he's got a good vision out there. Offensively, he's holding on to pucks, he's making plays, and yeah, we're getting looks, we're getting chances. I think we can build on that and hopefully start capitalizing a little more on our opportunities.
Sorry if you answered this right, Sean, but do you feel like tonight you guys were getting to the net enough, and maybe like Grubauer was seeing the puck maybe too well?
Yeah, maybe we gave him some easy looks at times. That's maybe the only, I think, negative maybe we can say it, but overall I thought we played a good game, just didn't capitalize when we had chances, and they did. So could have went one way or the other if we score 1 or 2 goals there, at some point in the game.
Thank you.
Back with our play of the game presented by Granite Run Buick GMC, and it was the first goal of the game. I thought for a while like the only goal they were going to need. It's the 1-0 lead for Seattle, and it was a mistake that cost the Flyers.
Yeah, Matty Beniers for the Kraken there goes in there. Bottom of your screen, Michkov turns the other way, vacates that very special ice right in front of Dan Vladar, and he's able to one-time that one. But a good passing play here by Beniers, comes in there, goes behind the net, cuts back, sends it over to Capo Kako, and he makes a nice little sauce pass to Eberle there, and he does a nice job of one-timing that one, but that's null and voided if Michkov just stops right in front of that slot.
Yeah, but Seattle's playing that kind of hockey right now, where positionally and to take advantage of mistakes. Although they hadn't been in the picture for a bit, they're on a bit of a roll right now, and you saw come in with some kind of protect the puck, see what's going on, and then the key, take advantage when you see somebody's turned the wrong way.
Especially when you're getting really good goaltending, you only need 1 or 2 goals, so you're not taking those chances. So they sat back. No, I didn't say, didn't sit back, but they played good defensive hockey, and made it tough for the Flyers to kind of get offensively. But yeah, they capitalized on those opportunities, and that was the difference.
In the meantime, the Flyers, good defensive hockey, didn't give up many shots, and part of that, of course, with the shot blocking, everything else. Nick Seeler, hear from him down in the Flyers locker room.
It seemed like one of those stingy games where there's not a lot of chances that they're getting, but the ones that they do get, unfortunately, end up in the net. Is that a game to build off of, even though the result's not what you want?
Yeah, I think so. I think we had a really good first period. Structurally, I thought we played really well. A lot of positives coming out of tonight. Their goalie played really well tonight. I think we had almost 30 shots. Yeah. I thought we moved the puck well on the power play. But yeah, obviously not the result we wanted, but I think there's a lot of good things to our game.
You seem like you were very active tonight from the point on in the offensive zone. Was that kind of the message a little bit from the coaches to kind of have the defense really activated tonight?
Not in particular. I think with the way we want to play in the offensive zone, I think it's important for our D to get moving, and I think that creates space for our forwards, and I think our forwards did a good job holding on to pucks. And but yeah, I think we need a little bit more traffic going to the net, get guys to the net when we're trying to shoot from the point here, and hopefully get a few more deflection goals and things like that. But like I said, I think our forwards did a really good job forechecking tonight and hanging on to pucks, and so that's a positive.
The thrill of the game brought to you by Universal Theme Parks, the exhibition at the Franklin Institute. And this guy's been a thrill in just a few games that he's been here. Denver Barkey in a breakaway that maybe could have been a penalty shot, Scott.
Yeah, I love this guy's game. Look at the use of his body. I thought it could have been right now. If Seattle touched that puck, the whistle is blown. He points to center ice, guaranteed. But I love the will to block that shot, number one, Alex. Get on his horse like that. Get in front of the guy, and he did create a penalty, which is great, but would love to see the kid have a penalty shot there.
Yeah, that shot right there, and to just be able to get up back on the skates, because that's just a flat-out tackle to come in. He does get sort of an angle there, so not clearly. I mean, you can go either way with it, but I got to think when that's a penalty, as I mentioned before, in any sport anywhere. You just can't do that.
There's penalties where you just give somebody a little tug on the hands.
Yeah.
That was a tug. That was a bear hug. That was a tackle. That was everything in between, right? And Denver Barkey, his game has been kind of one of the best things of the season for me, right? Tyson Forster, a huge part of the Flyers, goes down. You bring in this young kid with the speed, with the enthusiasm that he has to play this game, the smartness that he plays it, the quickness. I said that already, but it's just fun to watch this guy at a high level playing in the NHL and having some success already.
Yeah, a real good plus for the Flyers right now. We're going to hear from the coach, Rick Tocchet. Do you think it's going to be plus or minus with him?
I think he's going to be positive. Obviously, a little disappointing of a loss, but you want to get those 2 points. You want to get a point, right? And the team's been so good, just kind of forgetting about that loss, moving on, and we'll see what he has to say.
Well, let's see if he's plus or minus on the Flyers' effort tonight. Rick Tocchet.
Is this one of those nights that the score doesn't really reflect the way the game went? Because it felt like you guys had a lot of good things going for stretches tonight.
Yeah, the one good thing I liked is I think we only gave them 6 or 7 chances. They didn't have a lot. Obviously, the ones we gave them were kind of 10-bellers. We had some chances. I didn't think we went to the net well tonight. That was we skated well. Obviously we got to get the power play to score a goal for us. And I thought we skated well, but we got to get people in front of the net. We didn't have enough net front or rebound type of goals.
With the power play, was there something specific maybe that they were doing that you weren't able to counter, or do you just think it was Grubauer had a good game?
Well, he played well, Grubauer, but I thought, like I said, when we have shots from the point or we go downhill in the shots, everybody's on the perimeter. 2 perimeter tonight, that was the bottom line. That's the only criticism for the team. I thought most of the night, I thought we controlled a fair amount of the play. But you get 3 power plays. You got to find a way. And like I said, you got to find a way to score, and that's net front goals. Rebound goals. I don't think there was we grabbed a rebound. So another learning thing that we got to make sure.
It seemed like also there wasn't as many rush chances as you guys normally get in games. Do you feel like they were controlling the neutral zone a little bit better tonight than others?
I don't know. I thought we had a couple. I thought Tip was one of our better players, and he had a couple of chances off the rush. But no, when you have possession, a lot of puck possession, you got to get people in front of the net. For me, that's really what it comes down to.
Another good game from Denver Barkey, it looked like, too, especially with that breakaway chance. What's it like watching him kind of just seamlessly kind of fit in?
His motor. He's got a good motor. He's got a good brain. He comes up with loose pucks. So he's a guy that his arrow's going straight up because he's desperate. He wants to be on the team.
You talked a little bit about the getting shots from the point. Was that a point of emphasis tonight to have your defensemen really put shots on? It looked like, especially like Nick Seeler was very active from the blue line tonight.
Yeah, we're trying to. We really want the D when they get the puck in the middle to deliver pucks, and when you deliver pucks, like I said, you got to get at least 2 people around there. These type of games, you got to find those greasy type of goals. If you look at their last 4 or 5 games, it's been low event for Seattle, and so we needed to kind of change things up, and that, like I said, have point shots and then people go to the net.
Thank
Okay,
you.
guys, thanks.